Hello, everybody. Oh, let's fix that camera first of all. Close enough. Hello, everybody. Oh, happy Sunday, everybody. It is a pleasure to see your lovely faces, even though I can't see your lovely faces. Oh, I am going to readjust this camera once more. All right, close enough. Oh, happy Sunday, everybody. It is lovely to see all of you. As usual, we will be giving some time to allow some people to get in before we get going here. Ah, what a day it's going to be. Now, as you guys can tell by the title, it is going to be a day of display issues. It's going to be a fun time. Alright, just about done with my usual shameless self-promotion. Alright, there we go. We are back in it, baby. Uber! My guy, lovely to see your face. Even though I can't see your face. I was hoping you might drop by because you might have some insight on this Xbox. Matter of fact, now that I know that you're here, we're going to do the Xbox first. I was planning on doing the PS5 first because it's for a customer, but he was anticipating it being done tomorrow anyway, so I'm still going to do it today, but now that you're here, maybe you can help me with this damn Xbox. I am losing my mind on this Xbox. So, give it about another 5 minutes or so. Allow some people some time to jump on in here, and we will begin. Yeah, well, you know what? While we're waiting for people, you're already here. No sense in making you wait. I know there's a time difference, so I appreciate you jumping by. Let's go ahead. We'll just get into that right away, and people can join in as they join in. All right, so this is the bastard. This is the bastard right here. So let me disassemble it real quick, and we can get to my issue. Let me make sure all my cameras are functional. Hang on. Okay. Well, I appreciate it then. I usually like to wait at least 10 minutes as the stream starts, but I'll start disassembling it anyway because that's what we're going to have to do regardless. Okay. Down camera is operational. I hate that it's off center like that. It's close enough. Close enough. Yeah, it'll do. All right, microscope. There we go. Focus. All right, tremendous. All right. I'll still start the disassembly process. Well, actually, yeah, I'll disassemble it now because I can describe what it's doing and what I've done to it. So, there we go. Hello. I don't know where you go. So let's flip it around. Do. Oh, what a day it's gonna be. Nope. Okay. Oh, where is my tips? I need my tips. There we go. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Oh, we got problems. Do. Yeah. All right. Well, now, how are we gonna pull this one off? That ain't gonna do it. There's a very large tri-tip. What am I gonna do? Maybe. That might do it. Alright. About another minute or two here, guys. Appreciate everybody being so patient. We've got ourselves a conundrum. I'll have to be real careful. Real careful indeed. Alright, well, I have a stripped screw on the APU clamp, so that's what all that noise and struggle was. But anyway, here we are. Alright, APU clamp is off. Okay, so what we are working with here to start the day is, alright, so we have this Series X right here. I've just removed the APU clamp, and we'll kind of go over, first of all, this right here, I did not do. I'll show you in just a second here. This is how it came to me. This had been previously worked on before. I haven't cleaned it up yet because I haven't gotten it fixed yet, but all of this and all of this, it came to me like this, all right? That's not my work. However, back to where we were. Okay. So, this particular Series X, I believe previously had an HDMI job done to it. I bought it off of eBay as a no display. So, first of all, I don't know who was in here last, but we got all kinds of weird issues. Hey, why are you doing this right now? Okay, there we go. Alright, so we got thermal paste mixed in with the thermal putty all around the SD card slot, the storage expansion slot. Same thing. Why is my microscope misbehaving right now? It's being very, very rude. Okay. Alright. Same thing on the SSD. We got thermal compound mixed, thermal paste mixed in with the thermal putty. So first of all, we'll take a look at the HDMI port. So I don't remember if I did this. I don't think I did though, because the back looks terrible, and that's not my work. So, so I don't think I did the back, or I don't think I did the port. But I always like to double check all work that has been done, whether I did it, somebody else did it, whatever the case is. I always want to double check the work that was done. So, first things first is we'll double check the HDMI pins. Now, I'm going to let everyone know that I have already done this. I've already gone over this work. This is strictly for the stream purposes. But, just to be... Oh, also, sorry, to be clear. The bracket that holds the ribbon cable is broken. So the ribbon cable is fully sat. It's completely sat down in there. I just can't pull it out. because the clips are locked in place. So I've tried to like push this little tab in right here. Oh, actually that seems to be doing the job. Okay, let me do that on the other side. Hang on. Because I do want to remove this. Yeah, see, it's not doing it enough. Yeah, I'm not comfortable. It's not pulling out as easily as it should. I don't know if you have to push both sides at once and then pull or whatever the case is, but either way, so we'll leave it there for now. But that does exist. That is a thing. So back to the HDMI port. So we'll go through and just double check all of the pins, make sure there's nothing that moves. Let's come down a little closer. Okay, so all those pins are solidly connected. Let us go ahead and just double check that there's no bridges underneath the HDMI. So we'll put our meter into continuity mode. Okay. Move this back a bit. Nothing there. Good there. Good there. Yeah, no, I know it's 100%. And again, I'm not sure if I did or not. I think I didn't. I'm fairly confident that I did not. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. No, okay, I didn't think so. Yeah, no, nothing there. Okay, so no. Wait. All right, no bridge. Okay, so no pins are bridged. I also, let's flip the board over real quick just to document my work. Oh, actually, before we do that, I did replace the retimer not once but twice, just to be 100% sure that I didn't miss anything. So retimer has been replaced. Let me clean that area up a little bit here with my alcohol. There we go. Okay, so like I said, this has been replaced, and You can tell the pins are all lined up. Solder jobs are all in relatively good shape. And then also, we'll flip the board over. We did replace the ESD chip. So ESD has been replaced. Again, I will get a little bit of cleaning going on over here. Just blow that away real quick. Okay. So the ESD was replaced with the same ones that I replaced the previous Series X, along with an Xbox One X, both of which worked fine. And to check the solder balls underneath, trying to get this as up as possible. I mean, those solder balls look pretty well connected. On there. R18 and R19 are not open line, okay? That's a good place to start. Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay, awesome. All right, so if we go into resistance mode, and we'll check R18 and R19. All right, so 0.03 ohms, so that's good. And yeah, 0.0203, right around that area. So those are both good. So upon doing a little bit of digging around, just to give you more backstory here, I did these pins on right here. This pin and this pin on this 5-volt transistor right here were both blackened and horrible. And when originally, when I would test the leg right here going into this pad, this was shorted. This leg right here, now that's supposed to be ground, but this one I don't think is supposed to be ground at all. It was shorted when I first pulled it off. Yeah, this is just a black screen. It powers up fully, goes to a white light. I can shut it down with the button normally, so I don't think it's an SSD issue. But like I said, I replaced this 5-volt transistor with a different one on a 5-volt line from an Xbox One S. And when I did that, I noticed that there was a long line, like this pad right here was connected directly to this resistor right here. Now I know they're both ground, but I don't think that was supposed to happen. So I did put a bit of solder mask on here. And then after I put the solder mask on here, this leg is no longer short. and I didn't think it was supposed to be short. Because this pad isn't short. This whole area was short, essentially. This cap was short, this leg was short. Okay, let me take a look at the schematic real quick. I know I still have it somewhere. Give me just a second here. Okay, here we go. 3031. U82 was done after the the ESD. ESD was first. All right, so let me. Okay. Well, I'm on page 30 and 31. You know what? Let me just search. It'll be easier. U82, yeah. Could be in part 2, I suppose. Okay. Zoom in a little bit here, because I'm blind. Okay, so this is a 3.3 standby going into the bottom left. So that's the engage line that was shorted. Oh wait, no, I'm looking at it backwards. Sorry. Am I looking at it backwards? Hang on, let's take a look here. Oh, I suppose it's possible. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. It could have. Okay. So this is U82. If I'm looking at it the opposite way, which I really wish I could take off this damn ribbon cable, but here we are. So if I'm looking at it like this, I gotta find pin 1. pins on that IC don't match the schematic. No, I don't have a breakout board, unfortunately. I mean, I can do the pins in diode mode. Where's my alcohol? There we go. Let me clean up that chip a little bit. Yeah, no, unfortunately I don't have a breakout board yet. Yeah, I mean, it looks like the pins do match though. Because pin 1, where are we? Because you got the, oh, can't see shit right now. Because you got the circle for pin 1 right here. I mean, it's barely visible, but it is there. And that matches up with this here. Yeah, I mean, I can always pull another transistor. I know I watched that video Phil did where he replaced that transistor with a 5-volt transistor from just a standard Xbox One. So I can pull a different transistor if need be. Yeah, see, and I know what you're talking about, but okay. All right, I see the schematic that you're talking about, and yeah, that is interesting. So technically, yeah, let's do that. So just so you know, while I was doing the testing, I had 2 ground points. I had a ground point. Where am I? I had 1 ground point here. That point was grounded on the original one. Yeah, no ground here, no ground here, no ground here, no ground here. The only ground I have is this middle one. And that was the same on the previous IC as well. Except on the previous IC, I had ground here, and I had ground at pin 1. But I do see what you're talking about in that schematic, though. Because according to the schematic, then, this should be the ground. Yeah. Hmm. Well, do I need to replace the transistor then as well? Since the ground is on the wrong pin? Sorry, I'm also pulling up Phil's video on my phone for reference here to find out which one he had as ground.
There and hopefully get this working for the customer, because these are very expensive machines and you can't find them anywhere. So I have come across this. Shorts. Find these on the F1 one. The beacon where the HMI port had been changed. This was caused, this little 5-volt regulator here, and you can find these on the Xbox One original board. And so in continuity mode,
Oh, it's possible, yeah.
shorts. Middle one is ground. That's the PS5, no shorts. Let's test around the ESDIC. No shorts there. The other port, the connectors are on HDMI encoder onto it. The things, we couldn't find this exact chip, but we did try one on a Xbox original by, I think it was by the USB or the Ethernet port, and it worked perfect, and it hasn't come back. So even though this is testing fine, it could still. So and I know that this component works because the motherboard I've just taken it off. Okay. Board. I am. That was a lucky guess.
Okay. Yeah, I was just double checking Phil's video. Yeah, that the middle pin is actually ground on those, even though it doesn't match the schematic. The middle pin is ground. So yeah, I mean, I suppose it's possible it took out the ESD. Just double checking for shorts real quick. Yeah, this definitely is not my work. I didn't change this port 100%. Yeah, that's definitely not my work. Okay, so Timbo, good to see you, buddy. All right, I know this is supposed to be a 0 ohm resistor, and it is. Also, R612, or I'm sorry, right here, R20 is also a 0 ohm resistor. Or is it not? Oh no, R12 is 10K. Okay, it's R612 that's 0. Where is R612? Does R612 not exist? Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that is probably the best course of action here. Oh. Just double checking around some of these caps and seeing if I'm missing anything. Oh, that's diode mode. Continuity mode. Yeah. Ooh. Well, yeah, I saw it. Left of C129. No, that's R20. R62 just doesn't seem to, or R612 doesn't seem to exist anywhere, which is definitely unusual. R700. Is R700 a 0? Yeah, R700 is 0. That's why it's short. Okay. Well, it's weird that it's unpopulated because it shows that there's supposed to be a 0 ohm resistor there, but I don't even see a place where it would be populated except like right here where it's showing. Oh, well, I suppose that's not supposed to be normal. So there's supposed to be a resistor there then. Interesting. Let me pull up a. Maybe it's not supposed to be there? Oh, it is unpopulated. It's not supposed to be there. Okay. Okay, never mind. All good. Okay, well, let's just make sure, even though it's not there. I should have 0 ohms between those 2 test points, I'm assuming. Now, that's supposed to be 0 ohms, and I'm getting upwards of 20K. But I'll assume that it's normal. It shows that it's supposed to be 0 ohms, but if it's not populated, then maybe that's part of the reason. So, okay. It shows 0 ohm on the schematics, but I'm starting to trust these schematics less and less. Alright, let's do the port at the very least. Maybe we can see what happened here. So let's at least get the port off, and we'll go from there. Yeah, that is not my solder work. Not a fucking chance. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. All right. Fair enough. Yeah, that's much more my work. There's no way I did that port. All right. Let me actually make sure I have a port before I go hog wild here. Yep, I do. Okay. Excellent. 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 Just tidy up that flux so it doesn't jump off and burn me. And let's just go hit these legs real quick. Oh, Uber, while I got you here, buddy, EG24, is there supposed to be any kind of reading on that? I thought it was a fuse, but it looks like it's just some kind of diode, but I couldn't get any reading on it. Hot air, 480, 99%. Wow, that went quicker than expected. This new hot air station is amazing. Alright. Alright. Let's get some leaded solder on these pads. Wick everything away. Oh, actually, before I do that, let's get some hot air back in here. Let's clear out these ground holes. There we go. Yeah, and I did consider that when I was doing my testing. I mean, I soaked the heck out of my HDMI cord in alcohol, as well as putting some alcohol inside the port with a toothbrush. But yeah, I mean, I did notice that there was a hell of a lot of flux in there. So I suppose it is possible. All right. Let's clean this up a little bit. Is that glue nonsense that they put on there? I hate that stuff. Ooh, that board is still quite warm. Quite warm indeed. Let's come in, put some leaded solder on these pads. Oh yeah, no, I'm soaking up the flux or the solder on the pads first, and then I'm gonna come in here and give it a hell of a clean. I do have a customer coming to pick up a PS5 in a few minutes here, so I might have to dip out for like 3 or 4 minutes, but I'll be back. All right, there we go. All right. And let me just clean up the easily removable flux first. Okay. God damn it. Stop it. Sorry, one of these filters looks fucky. Yeah, that one filter right there is looking mad weird. There's actually a couple of them. No, that one looks okay now. I guess this one up top here, this one right there, looks a little weird. Eh, probably just me being OCD. That happens sometimes. Okay, back to this. Oh, they do look okay? Alright. Yeah, like I said, I just tend to get OCD with those things. If everything's not perfectly in its place, then I start to get a little concernicus. Alright, yeah, I'm not going to try and scrape that off. It's too close to the HDMI pads, and I don't trust myself. I don't want to leave it alone. It looks bad. I hate it. Oh, I forgot to... God damn it. Shut up, multimeter. Oh. Sorry, guys. 1 second. This is Roy. This is Roy. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm coming right now. You're welcome. All right. Just a moment, guys. Oh. Customer had a pickup. Ugh. All right, so I forgot to remove the solder from these pads up here, so let me do that real quick. All right, there. All right, clean up the dirty flux. And we shall put on new flux and re-tin all the pads. Then we will tin the port. Then we will begin the transition. Actually, while I'm doing everything, I'll probably just fill the ground holes in as well. A lot of flux on the ground holes. All right. Come in, tin up all these. Extra. Tin up these pads. Fluid motion, gotta love it. Put a little extra in there. It's gonna soak through the bottom of the board. A little extra. There we go. All right, there we go. Everything's all tinned up. Now we're going to tin up the port. So we're going to clean this up a little bit first. All right, there we go. Shiny solder is good solder. Whatever solder was on there was not good solder. I don't know if they used low melt or what the situation was there, but it was not pretty. All right, come over to the port. The tiniest little dab of flux across the pins. All right, I'm trying to do it in one swap, one fell swoop. No, pretty close. Pretty close. Uh-oh. Alright, let me get a little extra flux on there. Pretty close though. Not too shabby. Damn it, I'm trying to clean up. Yeah, that's alright, more flux. I was trying to clean up the one leg that had a little spike on it and then turned it into a whole mess. That's alright. Not a big deal. Little extra flux. Sometimes my OCD makes things worse. Come on, get out of there. Get out. There we go. Alright. Oh no, there's still a bridge. There we go. Okay. Alright. So now the port is fully tinned. Come over back to this area of the port. Get everything in focus. You're going to put just the tiniest bit of flux around these ground holes. You don't need too much. The hot air is going to do a lot of the work, but it does help the solder flow down into the board once everything is ready to go. So, why did this get out of focus? Why are you doing this to me? Alright, here we go. Once again, 480, 99%. Once the heat sinks all the way through the board, you should see those 4 ground holes pull into the board. So you can see they are starting to liquefy. But this board does absorb a whole lot of heat, so it can take a second. Alright, that should be okay. I'm going to keep the heat on a little extra longer just to make sure the solder flows up into those legs and gets a really secure connection on there. Yeah, you can see it doing it on the left hand side. Might add a little flux on the right hand side just to help it along. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright, so now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to push down on the port and it falls out. Oh, that's not fun. Alright, let's try this again, shall we? I gotta remelt the solder. Alright, we'll come off the heat. Pressing down. We hold. We continue to hold. Keep holding. Keep holding. And we can release. Alright. So the new port is installed. While the board's still warm, I'm going to go ahead and come in with a Q-tip and just clean up a bunch of that flux. I'm not going to throw the IPA on there just yet. We're going to check these legs real quick. Alright, so you got solder all the way up through there. Yep, same thing on that side. And same thing over there. Perfect. So those are going to be nice sturdy legs on that port. Alright, now I'll go ahead and get a little bit of IPA in there, scrub it with a toothbrush. Those legs look pretty damn good to me. We will, of course, double check our work because that is what we do. I'm also spraying some alcohol inside the port. I'm going to go in there with a toothbrush, making sure there's no flux stuck in that port. Alright, so now that that port's on, let's double check our work, make sure those legs are fully sturdy. We can touch up if we need to, but in my experience that drop method is pretty much foolproof as long as you tin the HDMI port first. But again, we always double check. Alright, really wish I had my other tweezers. I'm missing a set of tweezers that I use specifically for this. Oh, wait, I think I found them. Yay! I did. Okay. These are my HDMI testing tweezers. I use them only for HDMI leg testing. Ooh, that board is still quite warm. Man, I really hope not. Why would you wish that on me? That's not very nice. Also, nice to see you, brother. Okay, there we go. Now let's see if acid is correct and our ESD springboarded when the port did. Let's take a look, shall we? It did not. The ESD did not springboard. The ESD survived. It is still there. Is that a crack? I'm going to be so sad. Nah, that's just flux. Just flux. Everything's fine. Yeah, I'm going to tidy up these back legs a little bit because they're looking a little bit rough, and I got to clean up some of this flux. And then, yes, absolutely, we are testing. Okay. And let's give it a quick blow dry. Oh, good catch, my friend. I did not see that. It sure looks like it, doesn't it? Oh boy. That sure looks like it. So the question is, did that come from the ESD or did it come from something else while I was, um, like when I was using the solder sucker? Did it shoot a small solder ball? Well, that absolutely is a solder ball. Let's check under the ESD real quick. Let's see if we lost something. Man, it's hard to tell. Let's check topside. Sorry, y'all, working with this microscope is a nightmare sometimes. Yeah, I'm going to in a second here. I am concerned about that solder ball. Well, before we put it into test, like I said, I do have to tighten up these the legs real quick, and I do want to check the diode reading on 19 just to be 100% sure that I'm still getting that 0.65 voltage drop in that area, 0.6 to 0.7. But these legs are bulging a bit, so I want to take care of those. Okay, there we go. Again, little OCD habits, but it keeps my work honest at the very least. Yeah. That is more my work. Alright. Just a splash of IPA real quick. Alright, let's flip it over. Let's just double check the diode reading on 19 and see if we're still getting what we need to. Alright, so 19. Yeah, 0.64, 0.65, right around there. Okay. So, I mean, if I'm getting that reading, then I would assume more than likely that that the ESD is probably fine. Yeah, 0.6 on 18, 17 is ground. 0.6, 0.61. Oh. Someone want to help me out? Is that supposed to be OL? I don't feel like it is. What's this? 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. 14 supposed to be OL? Oh, I know this one's not supposed to be OL for damn sure. That is absolutely not supposed to be OL. Nor is this one. Or that one. Okay. I'm glad we checked before we tested, because something is not right. So what could have happened? Okay, the filters are all there. Alright, let's check continuity. His utility goes to the 80 pin, okay? However, I know these data rails are not supposed to be OL. I know 3, 5, or 3, 4, and 6. Okay, well, I mean, that's fine, but I know 3, 4, and 6 should not be OL because those connect directly to the retimer. No, I'm not just going to test it. Pitter patter, nothing. I'm not going to test it. Something's wrong. Look, I've spent a long time working on this damn thing. I'm not about to blow another port or another retimer. No, we're going to check for continuity is what we're going to check for. Alright, so pin 1 was fine, so pin 1 should be fine. Okay. Let's check pin 3. There is continuity. Pin 4. Yep. Pin 6. Okay. I mean, there's continuity to the retimer. Uber, are you fucking with me right now? This diode? Oh, unless one of these TVS diodes. Okay, sorry. I was like, wait a minute. What? Well, I really hope not because I don't have another one of these. I don't have replacements. Oh, well, there goes that. Me trying to be too heavy-handed. Alright, not a problem. We can put that back on. Well, if it wasn't shorted before, it's short now, baby. Alright. That's fine. We can put that back on. That's easy enough. Where did I put my tweezers? Here we are. Just going to move this off to the side. Yeah, definitely. Okay. And a little dab of flux. Yeah, there we go. That's fine. And grab my tweezers. My smallest angled iron. And we're going to drop the airflow down to like 10%. Yeah, we probably do 20. 20 is okay. We'll do 20. There we go. Damn thing didn't want to go on. All right. Grab the filter. Alright, and let me crank up the air a little bit. Put it up to like 50. Put a little more flux in there. Help it stay in place. There we go. Done. Okay. I've messed with it enough. We're going to test now. Do have to clean up that flux. All right, fine. Let's test. Clean up my mess. Okay. Alright, APU clamp is on. Southbridge board. Alright, that is all in place. Alright, let's move this over here. Put it where you guys can actually see it. Just a moment. Okay, there we go. Alright, power board is in. Power supply is in. I'm gonna put some alcohol on my HDMI port. Or on my HDMI cord, I should say. There we go. Okay, so number one, does it still turn on? That is a question. Let's see. Do we still get power? Alright, it has not gone to a beep on, beep off. That is positive news. Now, will it capture? It will not. It is still not capturing. Yep, still nothing. Damn. I am beginning to be at a loss as to what to do with this damn thing. If it did blow the ESD, I don't have another one right now. I have to order more. So if it did blow the ESD, then I have to wait. Damn. Damn, 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 damn. Let me try one more time just to see if I'm just being impatient, but I feel like it should have captured immediately. Yeah. Not capturing. Okay. Well, if it did blow the ESD because of that bad 5-volt transistor, then I'm just gonna have to. I have to order more, and I'll have to wait. There's just nothing I can do. Yeah, and the power button shuts the power button shuts down the console just fine. So I don't think it's an ESD issue where it can't load the what's called the home page, because the power board shuts it down normally. Well, that sucks. All right, well, I'll order more ESDs. I'll order like 10 of them. All right, well, on to the next one. Not a big deal. Can't win them all. Today was just not my day. I'm curious. No, because I don't feel like it would turn on. I was wondering if maybe the ribbon cable, because that connector is the locking pins are broken on it. I was wondering if maybe that's what's causing it, but I don't think it would turn on because it couldn't signal the console properly. Well, no biggie. On to the next one. Up next, PS4. Now this PS4, though it looks generic, should look somewhat familiar because we've worked on this PS4 previously. So this was a PS4 that we worked on and got working again. It turned out to be a defective filter, of all things. The filter on it was bad. However, I did not have the correct filter. So we ended up pulling one off of a PS4 Slim, and it did work. And then I sold it, and then it did not work. So I got it back, and we plugged it in, and it worked fine. So I thought maybe I just had bad customers. Nope. I went to go try and test it for reselling again, and we had a display issue. So I will show you guys what I'm talking about. Right. So, don't mind that. All right. So, I don't even know if it's going to display anything. Yeah, so it's at a white light right now, and it is not displaying a single thing. So what happened last time, you see it's not going directly back to my computer because it has a signal of something, but it can't decipher it, essentially. What happened when I went back through testing it is I was able to finally change the, what's it called? The resolution. And I was able to get it down to 720p, and in 720p, the resolution was still garbage. So I think what happened is because the filter isn't the correct size for the PS4 Fat, I don't think it held well. I think something broke on it. So what I did was I ordered the correct ones. And so that's what we're going to do is we're going to replace it with the correct filter. So let's go ahead and begin the disassembly. Let's get the right connector on here. Yeah, you know, I probably should have done that to begin with. You're right on that. So the reason I'm assuming it was the filter is because the last problem was the filter, and when I replaced it initially, the filter that I used was way too small on this PS4. But all the connections made a connection, but it was really small. So when I tested it, it did test okay. However, it definitely was the wrong size. Hard drive comes out. You guys can't see much of anything. Well, unfortunately, this PS4 is just too big for my camera. There we go. Take all those out. Take out these power supply screws. power supply out. Right, and we should be able to just lift the power supply out from here. There's my pry tool. There we go. There we go. So the power supply comes out. Like so. Move this over here for the time being. Ugh. Alright. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't need to remove anything else except the power cable for the disk drive, the data cable for the disk drive, and this little Wi-Fi antenna. And I should be able to take that back cover off from there. So, it's been a while since I worked on one of these. There we go. Cable. And the Wi-Fi. Boop. That. Okay. And I think from there, I should just be able to flip the board over. Back cover already came off on its own. That's beautiful. There we go. And then from here, oh, got the fan connector right over here. There we go. There we go. All right. Move that off to the side. Bring the microscope over. All right, so this is the area that we were working on last time. Let's go ahead and remove this shielding. Put a little bit of flux down. Well, first of all, that shielding is crooked, number one. I can see that right away. You see it's off the pad right there, so not my finest work. Alright, so we're going to come in 450 at 70%. Now I do remember the last time I did this, I lost the HDMI port, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. There we go. All right, so One of these things does not look like the other. Can we see? Which of these does not look like the other? Yeah, it looks like that bottom left joint actually lifted up off the solder pad. All right, let's clean that area up a little bit. All the same, 100% CG, you got it. Okay, so that is the filter I replaced, and it's not great. It's not great. So this is a PS4 Fat, obviously, and the filter I used was from a PS4 Slim. You can see the difference. It is quite slim. Alright, so we're going to go over to continuity mode just to make sure. Yeah, one of them. Yep, we're good there. We're good there. No talking here. No talking here. Oh, actually, those are showing as good. Really? All right. Interesting. That filter is showing as good. Huh. Well, now we have ourselves a dilemma. That filter showing is just fine. Very interesting. I'm still going to replace it because I have the correct ones and I'd rather it look correct and be correct. But that is strange. I wonder if maybe it burned a coil inside or something. Now, I did also replace the port on this, so we will double check the port, but I am going to take off that filter anyway since I have the correct ones. And we're just going to put the correct one on anyway. Check it in ohms mode. That's a great idea. That is a fantastic idea. So I'm at 0.06, 0.05 ohms, or 0.5 ohms, sorry, 0.5 ohms. 0.5 ohms. That's 1.1 ohms. That's 0.9 ohms. And that's 0.5. Oh, from filter to the port. How would I check from the filter to the port when the filters are on the back and the port is on the other side? Yeah, that's half an ohm. About half an ohm. No, I don't have a bracket, unfortunately. Nope, no HDMI breakout board either. So the only one that is different is the one that has the smaller. Yeah, see, this one's at a full ohm. This one's again, an ohm. So that's the only one that's different. This one is a full ohm of resistance, whereas the others are just half an ohm. Yep, I agree. Let the eating begin. Oh, actually, before we go throwing a bunch of air at it, let's put a little bit of flux down. Go. Let's grab a replacement. Let's not put it upside down. come down with the airflow a little bit. I love flux. Flux is your friend. No, my filter. God damn it. Well, that filter's gone forever. Good thing I have extras. Okay. I use the Atten. It's the Atten ST862D. And guess what? We're coming in with more flux, baby. More flux. We're going to flow that baby back into place. All right. And now we're going to let it cool down. Let some IPA run down there, clean up any unnecessary mists, and help cool the board down as well, because I can't get a good ohms reading while the board is hot. Alright. So now if we come back into resistance mode, yep, we're at 0.5. 0.5. Point 6.5. This one, however, is open line, and that's not supposed to be open line. So is that because it's not soldered well, or is it a bad filter? Or do I just have a shitty connection? I don't think so. Yep, that one's open line. My guess is it's probably not connected well, if I had to guess. So let's once again float that down. So we're gonna come in 450 at 70%. Oh, well, I went higher than both of those totals. I did it at 450 at 70%. Okay. So once again, well, actually, let me cool it down a little bit. Let the IPA run down like a coursing river. Yeah, I figured 450 might be a little much, but while being OCD, what comes with that is impatience, and that is not good for these type of jobs. However, 420 is good to know. All right, so are we still good here? That's fine. That's going to come down. That's good. No, we're still OL here. Did I grab a bad filter? No, there's 0.2 resistance there. Well, it's climbing now, so. Yeah, I suppose that might have gotten a dud. That's possible. All right, well, that's not ideal. All right, let's drop down to 420. 20% airflow. And let's take that filter off and grab a new one. I will tin up those pads as well while I'm here. There we go. Now I got nice shiny solder on them. You know what? It's going to flow into place anyway. I believe. I'm still going to hold it, but I believe. Alright, got that solder set. Alright. Oh. Third point from the left, 1 centimeter under the filter. Oh, yeah, I see what you're talking about. Okay. Well, I've got it on. I can always take it off if I need to, but since I've got it on, we'll take a second and just measure it anyway. You're talking about that via right there, right? This one right here. Yeah. I can always take it off and remeasure if it's still not right. All right. So, back to testing. Okay, 0.6, that's going to come down. 0.7, 0.6, that's going to come down. Moment of truth. Okay, yeah, now we're good. Yeah, we're good now. Yep, it was either a bad filter or I didn't put enough solder on the pad, but either way, it's good. So now we're getting consistent readings across the board. Now, if this does not work, I will take that filter off and I'll test anyway just to be 100%. I do have a replacement of these HDMI chips if it turns out to be that that's the problem. Alright, I am going to retin this EMI shield padding. Alright, so those are all nice and shiny. I like shiny joints. Okay, leave the shielding off. Noted. I'm trusting you guys. Shielding is off. Oh, okay. I gotcha. Alright, well, let's just give it a nice clean then. And I do want to check the HDMI pins, just make sure none of them got desoldered during the heating process. That has happened to me previously. It is not a fun experience. Alright, pins are all good. Fantastic. Let's reassemble and test. Measure in diode mode the 8 traces. Okay. Yeah, I mean, before I put it together, might as well. Couldn't hurt anything. All right. Oh. Let's go back under the microscope. Boop. Around 0.6. All right. Heard. Oh, let's move the down cam back over here. Okay. So we are now in diode mode. All right. Here we go. 0.47. 0.46. 0.47. 0.47. 0.47. 47. 47. 47. Well, I mean, they're all measuring the same. It's not 0.6, but they're all uniform readings. All right. Back to reassembly and test. Y'all get a nice view of my lap for a minute. Go. Right. Power supply. Excuse me. Power supply is in. Alright, let's get the APU clamp on. Alright, APU clamp is on. Where's that hard drive? Slide the hard drive in, like so. Let's clean up our mess a little bit here. All good questions. I know he had his tournament today. I'd love to get Phil over here one of these days. Phil was actually a huge reason I started doing this in the first place. Just watching him and the expertise that he had on it and stuff like that. I mean, that was it's what really got me roped into it. So I owe Phil a lot, even though he doesn't know it. Uh-oh. Oh, there you are. Yeah, I'm not much of a poker guy myself. I play, but yeah, I'm not very good, nor do I attempt to be. But I'm finishing, still giving generously. Hell yeah. I'm finishing the Final Fantasy VII Remake right now. Ooh. Oh, a little leg cramp. Oh, still a leg cramp. Hang on. Pause. Just a moment. Oh, stretch. Hydration. Stretch. Very important. Reef. What's the matter, Bubba? Meow. Meow. Hi. Hi, Bubba. Hello. He's a sweet baby. Yeah, it's so sweet. It's so nice. Please don't knock over the customer's console. All right. Okay. So now we're back here. It's put together just enough to test. As always, a little alcohol on the HDMI cord. There we go. All right, let's turn the camera. Go. Let's swap over. Hey, there we go. That's what I like to see. And that's in crispy 1082. We'll double check just to make sure. Let's see. I need a working controller. There we go. That should do. Meow. Oh, sorry guys, 1 second. This is Roy. Okay. Yeah. Can you remind me what the repair was? Oh, that's right. The database corrupted. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'll text you the address over right now. No problem. Bye. Oh, another PS4 on the way. All right. Let's get a controller plugged in here. Oh, that's right. It's on the front. I'm silly. There we go. It's fine. I'm going to reset this anyway. Settings. Sound and screen. Video output settings. Okay, so it's on 720 right now. Let's go up to 1080. Hey, there we go. All right. Nice. Perfect. So we got full 1080 resolution. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. All right, fantastic. I'm not going to put it back together on screen. I'll do that afterwards. There we go. No, I don't. I'm pretty sure there's no flux in the cable, but it's the cable I use for everything. So even if there's a possibility of flux, I always put alcohol in there just to be safe. All right. So that works. That's a beautiful thing. I'll put that down to the side, and I'll put that back together in a little bit. And we have one final one. Now, I will warn ahead of time, this is probably just going to be an HDMI job. So if you don't want to stay for an HDMI job on a PS5, totally fine. But I'm pretty sure that's all that's wrong with it, although the port does look like it lifted, so there is a possibility there might be some trace repair. But I won't know until I get it apart. So, fair warning. Actually, let me text this customer my address real quick. Okay, perfect. All right. And finally, we have this ornately decorated, lovely PS5. Sticker game is on point. Cars on the back, beautiful. However, let me see if I can maybe get it on the microscope here. Oh, microscope not wanting to cooperate. A moment. So you can see, it's kind of hard to tell, but on the left, right here, that port is lifted off the board. Oh yeah, it's just freely moving about. The whole thing is lifted. All right, so Is there no Golf GTI? Nope. Looks like a whole lot of Hondas and Toyotas. No Golf. Not a single one. Unacceptable. Alright. Get to work on this. Oh, this has been opened before. They didn't tell me that. They didn't tell me it had been worked on before. I don't like that. Hi, buddy. You being real needy right now. Is a very needy boy. Yeah, new case. All right. Well, I mean, at least whoever did it put the screws back in the right spot. That's a point. That's positive, at least. All right. And screwdriver. Oh, this has had roach damage as well. Roaches have been in here. That makes me unhappy as well. It's got roaches, it's gross. Let's go ahead and remove our roach friend here. Let's set him down. Deal with him later. Alright, let's take off the Wi-Fi cables. So it has been opened before, and it has roaches. This thing just gets better and better. Oh boy, oh boy. What a job. Alright. Halfway done with the most exciting part of this job, the 42 screws that are absolutely necessary to make this thing function. Oh, there was a screw that didn't belong there. Alright. Now that those screws are out, yeah, seriously, the screws are the screws are a nightmare. There's no two ways around it. I'm sure they were absolutely necessary for the functioning of the board. And dear God, whoever did this port last is terrible. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. It always gets to me when I see people do a job that like just take the time and do it right. If you're gonna do something, do it correctly. Like no wonder this port lifted. I'll show you guys in a second, but I take pride in my work. All right, I do this as a home business outside of working a normal 9 to 5, and I still put a lot of time and effort into my consoles because I give a crap about them. Like this had to have been done by some fucking chain somewhere that that was just pumping them out. You know, get it on, get it go. I hate that. I absolutely hate it. We all know Kate's favorite part is the screws, 100%. All right, don't let her fool you. All right, there we go. And with all of that removed, oh yeah, look at all the road shit. Isn't that great? Just delicious. Okay, so let me show you what I mean about this damn port. So let's move the microscope over. Okay, so first of all, we have a lovely trail of roach feces. That's delicious. It's going to be a nice little snack later. We're going to clean that up right now because that's just disgusting. And I forgot that my PS4 filters were still out of the box. That's fine. We're just going to put the one that managed to stay on there over here. Actually, where's the box? Let's put it back in the box, shall we? The box is home. The box is life. There we go. Safely in the box. Alright. Come up here and just finish cleaning up this nastiness. Okay. So, let's start at the top of the port, shall we? So, yeah, look at that. There's literally nothing holding this port on. Not a single thing. I mean, I can just take it off right now. I don't even need hot air. I can take it off right now. Also, let's look at the side here. They really made an effort. That's all extra solder. All of this right here is just extra solder. Yep. Nothing touching the ground point at all. And I do want to keep it on because I want to show you guys the backside. No, actually, I think the traces are good, surprisingly enough. I think the traces are still on there. And here is the back. There is literally nothing keeping this thing together. I could just lift the board up. Just tilt it up. Give it a little poke. Boop. Well, actually, maybe it doesn't just come right off. Nope, there it goes. It's gone. I don't understand. It looks like a wasp nest. How do you do that? How does that happen? I don't know what kind of flux that is that they used. Let me clean that up real quick. Let's take a look at the traces. I don't know that the traces are still there. They looked okay when I looked at it, but... yeah, surprisingly enough, they're there. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, they could have been trying to use the drop method and just put it in and then took it right off. That's possible. Yeah, the traces are there. I'm surprised. I'm genuinely shocked. All right. Well, that made my job at least a little bit easier. I don't have to worry about taking the port off. I do have to clear out those ground holes. Get a fresh port on there. Let's flip the board. It literally looks like a wasp nest. Or a hornet nest, one of the two. Let's clear out these ground holes. Sorry, my solder sucker is a little clogged. Clear it out real quick. There we go. Much better. Oh god, it even smells like roaches. When you get it all hot, that nasty smell. Ooh. Alright, there we go. Clean as she'll get. Oh god, it smells so bad. It smells so bad. Alright. Sorry, getting customers all over the place. I'm blowing up. Alright. So now that that's there, let's flip the board. Yeah, there's like barely any solder on those pads too. Alright, here we go. So we're going to tin up the pads. We're going to fill in the ground holes correctly. go. And there's a couple pads here that I don't like the look of. I'm just going to tighten those up a little bit. There we go. Feel better about that. All right. All right, let's grab our port, get that tinned up. All right, we're gonna do it for the one time. We're going for the one swipe. Ooh, not quite. Not quite. There we go. Yep. So those are all nicely tinned. All right, I'm going to clean up. Turn that over. I'm going to clean up this old flux that's on here. Man, my microscope is just not cooperating at all today. I really got to upgrade. Got to upgrade it. But I've had this thing since I started. You know, it's sentimental value at this point. Go. And just put a tiny little dab of flux on these ground holes. All right. Alright, so now that solder is pulled all the way through to the bottom of the board. We can come in with our port. Drop it down. And we keep the heat on because the legs of the port are cold versus the heat of the board. So we have to let those legs heat up so the solder can melt through and fully bond to those legs. And to help it do that, we're going to give it a little nudge. And you can already see that solder coming all the way through. There we go, it's starting to creep up that left side now. Alright, and from here we should be good to just push down on the port. And remove the heat. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. But that's twice I've done that today. Now I'm going to have to get it back in there with the heat. I don't know why I'm doing that today. I don't trust that that's not sat properly. Okay. Now it's all moved around. Solder's come all the way through. We're going to move it back into place. Move it back into place. And press. And hopefully not knock it off again. Alright. And then we remove. Alright. Port looks nice. Clean up this flux. Those pins look beautiful. Alright, remove my counterweight. Alright, let's test those pins real quick, even though they look gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Board's still a little toasty, that's okay. Pins are all perfect. I am going to get in there with a little bit of IPA because there's still a little more flux in there than I like. Alright, there we go. Let's flip the board, clean up the back. And as you can see, the solder is all the way through the board. Solder joints look gorgeous. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right. Oh, you guys can't see a damn thing. There we go. All right. Put it together just enough to test. All right, and let's bring you guys over to this beautiful mug over here. And we are going to hook up the HDMI. The beep of happiness. All right, that is a display. It wasn't shut off properly, but it is a display. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, there we go. So we got 2 out of 3 done. The Xbox Series X is still out of commission for the time being. I am going to go on AliExpress. I will order a bunch more of those ESD chips as well as an HDMI breakout board. This way, when I come back, next week. Well, they probably won't get here next week. Oh, sorry, no, I won't be streaming next week. Next week is my birthday, so I will not be doing any streaming for that. But the week after that, I should have the parts available. And then from there, we will. I should have the ESD chips as well as the HDMI breakout board. So we'll hook up the breakout board. We'll do some testing, and from there we can replace the ESD chip if necessary, and try to do some more diagnostics. But other than that, I'm going to get all this stuff put back together and let the customer know they can come pick up the PS5. And that PS4 is going along with this giant pile, is all going up for sale. Those are all fixed consoles, ready to go. So those are going to get listed once I fix up some controllers and get those going. And we're going to start selling them. So I'm very excited. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. It has been lovely sitting here enjoying these repairs with you. Stay safe, hydrate, eat food, do the good things, be nice to yourself because you fucking deserve it. And I will see all of you in 2 weeks' time. Goodbye.